Slipknot without the screaming, an energy so stark, a Marshall Mathers without the rhymes, like executing Beethoven music without the lines. You know something's missing, but you can't figure out why. Maybe it was done and fleeing and the music's about to die. It's like the Snoop without the dog, and a tour without the smoke, Biggie without the Smalls, Tyson without the Broke, Led without the Zeppelin, Strummer without the Clash, Paul without Lennon, like Johnny without the Cash, like Mick without Keith, and the band without the boss, just like Angus without the Young, and Wings without the sauce, Guns without the Roses, Axl without Slash, a guitar without Jimmy, a finale without Mash. Mash, 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 mash. When life seems down and everything tattered, take a trip with us back to when the music mattered. When life seems down and everything tattered, take a trip with us back to when the music mattered. Music mattered, music mattered, music mattered, music mattered, music mattered, music mattered, music mattered.
What's going on?
This is it. Here we go.
The music matters.
When the music mattered.
I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
As the host, I can see like the green room. Like as the host of the platform, I can see the green room. Like I can see you guys even when you're not on screen. Can you see me?
No, all I see is me.
Okay, all I see is you. See, I see you, and I see our guest, and I always just think like I'm always like every time the intro comes on, I'm always like bouncing and rapping with it and shit, and I always just think like, do they see me just looking like an? I will say though, on our last show when we had Matthew from Camo Kimono on, all three of us, I was watching all three of us just fucking grooving.
Oh, is that right? Because I use a different platform for my shit, so
yeah,
I can see everybody, but right now all I can see is me.
Well, I can see everybody because I'm the host. Maybe you can see everybody on Restream.
Oh, that's probably what it is.
Because you're the host too.
Yeah, that checks out. Sure.
Welcome to When the Music Matters. 2 minutes and 30 seconds in. Chris has got the beer going.
Exciting content. I know.
Not gonna lie to y'all. This is a double header. I pulled a double header last week on my own.
You did. Pulling
a double header.
I was jumping on an airplane, so I was busy.
Yeah. So I'm wearing my Our Lady Peace merch for all the audio people who can't see me. $100. You know,
no big deal. You could have got it for 30 off the knockoff guy outside the gate.
He only had t-shirts. He didn't have hoodies. I asked him if he had hoodies.
I'm always the knockoff guy. I try to support the bands. Don't get me wrong, but you're charging a little more money. You know, you're asking for more than I can give.
If the knockoff guys would do hoodies, I would buy off of them all the time. But I'm a hoodie 100%. Guy. You know that. I'm a hoodie guy.
Me too. I am too.
I want to go back to Dominican with you. That's what I decided. Or like
I'm
Mexico.
Never going back there again.
All right, Mexico. Wherever.
Okay.
I want to go somewhere with you where we can get back on a boat and drink. That's my whole.
Take you down to Sayulita.
I'm down. I'm down.
I might have to for Village my speed.
I might have to bring my wife though.
That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, but we'll have fun.
We can do that.
Awesome.
We'll figure it out.
Beautiful. Okay. So now that we've made our vacation plans, let's get on with the show. Little bit of a different little take tonight. Typically, we are interviewing bands who are here promoting their new EPs or their live shows or this or that. Tonight, I recruited Jamie Irish. And
yeah, I checked her stuff out. That's way different.
Yeah, so
It's cool. Different's good.
I discovered her on TikTok. By the way, I always feel like a real music guy when I say I discovered, but I discovered her on TikTok. Wicked voice, wicked guitar player. I'm not sure what she does outside of TikTok. I'm going to let her know when she comes on. There's like 70,000 Jamie Irishes out there as you try to find her. But I found her on Instagram today. Not music related at all. You know what I mean? So it's like, I want to know what the end goal is, and maybe instead of talking to you, I should just bring her on and we can ask Jamie.
It truly does make the most sense.
It does. Jamie, welcome to the show. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So let me ask you, what's the end goal? No, but because
just jump right to the middle.
Right into it.
Middle Ray, we call him. He just jumps to the middle. No beginning, no end.
No, we really appreciate having here. And yeah, thank you we had you booked for way later in the summer. And then I had somebody drop out tonight. We were able to rejig some stuff. So really appreciate that. So I found you on TikTok and listened to a lot of your stuff, reached out to you. You were gracious enough to come on. I spent the last 3 days trying to find anything else you do with music and just struggled and couldn't. So are you just a TikTok performer, or do you perform live? Like what's the end goal here with the music?
So with music, when I was growing up, I did musical theater professionally for like a long time when I was little. And I've always done music and I learned from my dad when I was growing up. And it was something that my parents always really encouraged me to do, but they told me go to school, get something you can fall back on, and you can always go back to music. So that was what I'm currently in school for physiotherapy, actually. Um, but music is something that I would want to pursue more after I finish school when my parents won't get mad at me for getting rid of my schooling.
Which is smart. Good
So
for you, right? They're not wrong.
no, absolutely not.
As the old man in the group here.
Hey, listen, I had aspirations of being a professional soccer player. I had aspirations of being a rock star. And my old man looked at me and said, "What? So you can be as dumb as a door and have no job?" He said, "Go to school."
Yeah.
Just so yeah, so it was weird because so I'm in marketing in my real job and my wife's in marketing at a real job. So we're really good at research. It's what we do. It's a lot of market research and a lot of reading, a lot of research. I was having such a hard time trying to find things. I had my wife researching you because she's like the best researcher, and she's sending me like your LinkedIn account, and I'm like, this isn't helping. I'm like, I'm trying to find all the musical stuff, but I'm interested. So let's get into it. So you were doing professional musical theater when you were younger. Where were you doing it? So I know you're in due to your tags on TikTok in Montreal right now. Is that where you're from? Are you from Quebec or are you just visiting?
No, so I go to school at McGill, but I'm from Niagara. I grew up in like a small like farm in Jordan Station in the Niagara region. So that's where I'm from, and I moved to Montreal last year to go to school.
So I'm pretty certain I stayed in Jordan Station once at some like historic hotel like 2 years ago. It was the hottest room I ever stayed in my life.
I don't
And
doubt that if it was in Jordan.
and I was starving. I was there for work and I had to walk like 15 minutes. Someone told me there's a bar just up the road, and just up the road to them was a 15-minute walk. I would have drove. You know, they told me I could walk.
You could have got an Uber.
Yeah, I would have done anything. I just remember I got there, I was sweating, and I was like, I hate this place. Good wine though. Good
Great
fucking
wine.
wine. Okay, so you're on TikTok, you're playing some originals, you're playing some covers. You're very direct on TikTok too. I mean, you want to talk about me just jumping into it. Like there's no intros for you. You're just like, okay guys, this is this, or hey guys, I just wrote this song. Like no intro to like what the song's about. Is that the 1 minute? Is that just the TikTok 1 minute wall that they're putting up in front of you, or are you just like not a talker in that way?
Yeah, because the first video I watched you today, like I just got home from work or whatever and fucking wrote this song. I'm like, what? And then just belted out. Like that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like the 1 minute thing. Like whenever I've put out videos that are longer than that, it's done like not as well, or not as many people have kind of seen it at that like 10-minute mark that you can make videos for. I find it's just harder to kind of like reach that like algorithm that they have. So the 1 minute mark, I'm like, okay, this is this. I'm just gonna start now. We'll see how it goes. And I just kind of roll with that.
That's because the people of today have the attention span of a chip bag commercial. So it's not your fault.
Well, and it's
Yep.
really strange too, because they'll tell you that TikTok wants you to do the 10-minute thing, like use as much time as you can, but that doesn't help you in the algorithm at all because it's actually hurts you. That's why I used to put out like 3-4 minute segments from this show, and now we're back to 50 seconds because that performs the best for us.
Yeah, like 30 to 50 is your sweet spot, and that's it.
Yeah,
So
that's what I
you're
found.
writing 1 minute songs, which is a challenge in itself. If that's the like kind of what you're doing right now, like most people write 3 minute 30 seconds is about the industry norm
Like
versus
I
the
write
70s, which is like 7 minutes long. But if you're
I
writing like
write
a
like
1
the
minute
full
song,
one.
that's a lot. That's a lot to jam into 60 seconds or whatever, right?
I just usually will put like a chorus and like a verse of like the songs that I write. And then
Okay.
like the whole like 3 minute, 30 second, I have a like a 80-page Google Doc that just has like songs that I've written and like the chord charts for them and
Oh,
everything. And then
okay,
I'm like,
cool,
what
cool.
part will be the better part that I put on TikTok? And then if it goes well, maybe I'll put out the rest of it later.
But that's
So,
fine. You got a library to dig into, then that's good.
Yeah.
and this was totally from a research place because it's going to sound like I'm some creepy stalker, but I do it to everybody. So I went back. You don't actually have that many videos, so I was able to go back to the beginning of time. Is that all out of like your college apartment that you're doing it out of? Because it looks like it was this. This looks like it was like a college project or a college time waster that you put on. And I want to ask if that's the case. Is that why it's the guitar? Is that why you chose guitar and singing, or is guitar close to your heart?
So guitar is what I could bring to my condo in Montreal. I I do play like a lot of other instruments, but it's kind of hard to have like a piano in my 400 square foot apartment.
You gotta
But
get the old DX7 Yamaha that we used to rock in the 80s.
so I couldn't really bring that, or like it's not even my at home. My dad also plays guitar. We have 5 or 6 guitars back at my house. So this is like the one that I was told I can bring here that wouldn't he wouldn't be mad if it like got damaged or something. The other ones are all like at home, and he said you can't touch those. Those aren't going in the car with you to all the way to Montreal.
Well, that makes total sense because I saw your Instagram account and it's just a lot of alcohol fueled things on there. So those poor guitars will just get torn apart. Um, okay, let's go back to the beginning. We've had our fun now. Let's go back to the beginning. Talk to me a little bit about your musical theater career, how that all got started. Was that because of the influence from your parents, or did you really want to get into it, or are you like a honey boo boo kid that just got forced into something they didn't want to do? What was that all about?
So that was more so, my mom found it and she knew I really liked to sing. And I took singing lessons from like a really young age. And it kind of was someone she knew at work, their kids were in it. So I started doing it. And then I was doing 2 shows a year through this company in Niagara Falls. And like 14 shows later, I was like moving to school and all done with that. But I also always was doing different things with music. I went to like this music camp that was run by the Niagara Orchestra every single year when I was a kid and played pretty much anything you could think of. And I played in a youth orchestra with the viola and the harp. I kind of went like everywhere. I would get bored with one instrument and I would say, okay, I got good enough at this. I'm moving on to another one. I want to try something different. But singing and guitar kind of always stuck with me. And that's kind of where I always ended up.
So I got to ask. Um, I'm a drummer, guitar, bass, sax. Those are my 4 majors. I screw around with a couple other things, but those are my 4 majors. What got you into the harp? Like, what was it that you were looking at the harp and saying, that's the instrument I got to play?
So for me, I loved the harp. It was the same reason I liked the viola. No one played it. So you were always like the one person who could do something with it. So people wanted you to stay around, even if you might not have been the best at it. And it's basically a piano, but just
Like
upright.
the big giant harp. I don't know shit
Yeah.
about instruments. Well, I do, but not that kind.
Yeah, it's like what
Yeah,
the
like the
Okay,
angels
so
big
you
play.
giant
sit
one.
down, you people see they're strumming away, and they look really nice.
Yeah, it's like when you watch a movie and like the
Yeah.
angels are like,
Okay.
remember the old Philly cream cheese commercials? The
Yeah,
woman would be
man.
playing the, yeah, man, that's it.
Okay. Wow. That's still a thing. It's not synthesized. That's awesome.
Yeah. So
No,
I liked it because it was like a piano that was just if you play piano, in my opinion, you can play the harp. And I just kind of went on
Really?
with that. And sometimes I would sing and play the harp because you can just like play the
So
three
you
strings
could
and
play
make yourself a
piano
chord.
too, right? So you play
Yes.
piano and the harp, and
so
obviously guitar. Fuck.
so I've got a question from you, musician to musician.
Mhm,
I've decided in September I want to start taking piano lessons, and
mhm.
I've always wanted to play keyboard. It's just something I've messed around and figured a few things out just because I have a musical ear, but I don't really know how to play. But I was at the music shop buying some picks, and the guy's like, "Dude, if you can play guitar, you can play piano." He's like, "Most people play piano then guitar." Is that true, or am I going to look like an idiot when I go trying to learn piano?
No, I agree with that. I found piano as a kid a lot easier than the guitar, mostly because you don't really have to worry about like your finger placement and things like that. Everything's just there in front of you, and you can look at your hands the entire time as you're playing something for the most part. So it's a lot easier in that way. So I started with the piano well, my dad tried to get me to play the guitar, and I could just never figure it out when I was a kid. So piano, I find, is a good baseline. That's why so many kids start on it.
That checks out.
Did your dad do anything with music, or has he always just been like a big music fan? Is he a failed musician like myself, or like are we gonna find out like your dad's like Bon Jovi or some shit like that?
No, no, no. He just liked to mess around on the guitar. I was raised on like growing up really only being allowed to listen to Metallica, Motorhead, Black Sabbath.
Nice.
So that's oh yeah,
Your
that
dad
my
sounds like a good
lullabies.
dude.
Oh yeah,
So
my lullabies were Motorhead and Metallica
that's
as a baby.
that's amazing.
Enter Sandman. Good night.
So
Oh, exactly.
I was just on vacation with my parents last week. We're at a cottage, and Florida Ray, who's my father, he was reminding me. It was probably about 2015. Out of the blue, one day I get a text from him. Lemmy died, right? And I'm like,
I got that text.
so I'm looking at my phone. The only Lemmy I know is Lemmy from Motorhead, and I'm like, from Motorhead? And he's like, "Fuck, you knew that?" And I was like, "Knew that? Like the Ace of Spades. I was hearing it in the wound, in the womb.
That
like,
checks
of
out with
course."
Florida Ray.
My dad once talked to Lemmy from Motorhead on a radio like call in, and the only thing he said to him was, "You made my life so much better when my daughter was between the ages of 0 and 2, because the only thing she'd fall asleep to was the Ace of Spades."
That's
That's
amazing.
funny. That is
That
so
is
cool,
amazing.
man. Right on.
Okay, then, Miss Irish, and I have a question for you. How do we go from Metallica and listening to Lemmy just rocking it out with Motorhead to like country acoustic guitar on TikTok?
I'm not very good at playing riffs on guitar. So I find it so much country's a lot easier in my opinion to write, and I don't want to ruffle any feathers with people who are like diehard country. Like I didn't get into country until I was in university, and all my friends, that's all they listened to. So I had to start kind of listening to it, and I find it just so much easier to write than like rock music. I've tried it and I've gotten that kind of like country rock, like Nickelback feel being able to write it, but straight rock music, it's my I can't figure out how to do it.
Well, that's why I played pop punk, right? Because
You
we
got to
Yeah.
listen to that outlaw country shit I'm into now, and I don't know if that's the right genre, but I'm listening to like there's collaborations between Five Finger Death Punch and the hell's that guy's name? Okay, great content. I'm totally gapping when I'm listening to.
I was just thinking, I was like,
Fucking-
rock, what a
You're
segment.
looking at my phone. Oh man, give me a second.
Okay, I'll tell you,
Keep
I'll talk.
talking.
You
Keep
look
talking.
and I'll talk.
Keep talking. Right on.
I'll
Good
ask a
job.
question. So for you, is the outlet of TikTok? Okay, you know what? Let's forget that. Let's bring it all the way back to the beginning. So, what made you decide?
Corey Marks.
Perfect.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, we
Good
just got
shit.
we just got copyrighted. Beautiful.
No, that's 7 seconds. You're good, man.
All right. Perfect. What was it that made you finally just like, I assume, set the phone up on a tripod one day and say like, you know what, I'm gonna share this with the world?
Yeah.
Well, I play guitar. It's my one thing that I do in Montreal, like just to pass my time at night. And some of my buddies, they just said to me, like they knew I did it, and they're like, "Why don't you just put it somewhere? Like you're good at it." And they're the type of friends who like wouldn't just like gas me up to like just be nice to me. And I'm like, okay, why don't I just do it? Like I have a TikTok platform that I post like just like random things on, or like vlogs of my day. So I made a completely new one that no one would like kind of see, because I wanted it at first to just be like my thing. I didn't care if anyone watched it. I just wanted to put myself out there and see how it goes. And I've always written music for years and years and years. So I just decided, you know what? Why not? And then it kind of just went from there, and I get some views, and if there were more, it'd be cool. I don't If it gets 100 views, I'm happy with it. I just love doing it, honestly.
Do you put longer format like on SoundCloud or whatever the other versions of that are? Have you looked into thinking about doing that to put a longer format?
So I'm looking into doing that now. My cousin is actually, well, my second cousin is a professional like music. He's in a band, so trying to talk. I'm talking to him to see how I can do that without like things costing money. Because I've looked into putting things on like Spotify or things like that, and you have to like
Yeah, you got to
it's
pay
very like
them. I don't know.
iffy.
Yeah,
I just learned
So
that tonight. I didn't realize that you had to pay to put your music on
fuck, I
Spotify.
didn't know that either. I just assumed you
Mhm.
just
They're
did it.
a billion-dollar company. Like they don't make enough money that they got to charge young
Apparently
artists.
not.
Like I don't even get. I don't. This look. Our primary, actually, Apple Podcast is now our primary listening device. But okay, I'm a former. Like I had a contract with Spotify. Like I'm a former like featured Spotify podcast.
They paid him.
They paid me to be on there, and I wish I still was there because I was literally. I'm not kidding you, Jimmy. I found like an hour ago that you got to pay to be on podcast
Yeah.
on Spotify. And if I'm hoping my rep is still like around there because I want to write them and be like, what the fuck? Because I feel like Chris and I have become like the advocates for the indie musicians out there. You know what I mean? And if I can use my platform to just say, fuck you, Spotify, like,
No, I rip on him. Like yeah, we literally, he's not lying. We found that out about an hour ago. We're like, what? You got to pay to put your shit on Spotify? Fuck those guys, man.
So
like,
do you put
that's
anything
ridiculous.
up? Do you put stuff up on YouTube? Because I know like YouTube and YouTube Music is free to upload and that kind of thing.
I've put one song that I have on SoundCloud, and then it was honestly also hard to do that. Like it was kept giving me error messages the entire time,
Oh,
and it
tech
was just
shit.
such a
Okay.
hassle.
Did you
I'm
do it
not
from
a
your
tech
phone?
person.
Did you do it from your
No, I
phone?
didn't. No, my laptop.
Oh, then you shouldn't have had an issue.
Yeah,
That's
it
a you.
shouldn't have been
I'm
an
going to say
issue.
it's a user error. I'm going to blame you.
It probably was. I'm really bad with tech, so it was probably that. But I'm wanting to try to put like more things out there. But I also just have a hard time. Like I live in a condo, so if I want to go like full out trying to record something, I'm always like, oh, can my neighbors all hear what's happening right now?
Yeah, you need some space.
So I have a more important question because she talked about her second cousin who's in a band and she made that face like she almost dropped the name and then held back like we weren't supposed to know. So Jamie,
Yes.
who's your second cousin?
He's in the Sheepdogs, the band The Sheepdogs.
Shut the fuck
think
up.
I've
Really?
heard of that band.
I think I've heard of the Sheepdog. I'm almost confident I just saw them live not long ago.
He's the
you
bass
did.
player.
Love those guys, man.
Wow. So
Yeah.
you're saying there's a chance,
That's some Canadian as fucking band right there.
you know,
Yeah.
Craig would be all over that shit, by the way.
He would be.
It's yeah, he's my like second cousin. No, they've been touring all over recently, and like I think they're going on tour with like Bruce Springsteen in like the fall. It's
Well,
like
listen, next family reunion.
Is that
you better
even- is
get
that
on 'em and
public,
go,
or did
bro,
you just
gotta
drop
hook
some
me
shit
up,
you're
no,
not
that's
supposed to?
public. That's public. If you look up Sheepdogs like Bell Scent, like they're going to Montreal and stuff, like
Okay.
they're on there. He's like my mom's like cousin's son. Like I have a really, really big family on my mom's side. Both grandparents had
Yeah.
like 14 kids, so everyone's just a cousin at that point.
Wow.
So there's
Well,
a
listen, if the
there's a
Sheepdogs
potential
ever-
right now that
If
Ryan's
the Sheepdogs
got
ever need
headphones in
any
his ears.
exposure, like they can come on the show.
Basic Ryan, right? Yeah. So there's a potential right now that Ryan's just like popping in his headphones to hear little cousin Jamie, see what she's doing. So Ryan, if you are listening, we may be the advocates for up and coming bands, but we'd love for you to come advocate for Jamie as well. I mean, we'll just, we can do it all day with
man. Like I said, if the Sheepdogs ever need more exposure, come on this show.
you. So what happened is, for everybody who's not seen this video, because we don't really do the video, I don't put the full podcast on YouTube anymore because it was just a waste of time. We do
Yeah.
well on audio. So you guys probably won't see that part, but I'll definitely clip it now. But Jamie started with, my cousin plays perfect, and then they saw her face, and I was like, oh, she's saying shit she's not supposed to say right now. I'm like, that means her cousin's a somebody. That means her cousin's a somebody. Chris, I got like a million more questions. Do you have anything before I because I'm not really letting you talk right now. I'm being a bit of a dick. Do you have anything you want to ask, or should I carry on?
No, you're doing great. I'll
Okay.
jump in and railroad you later. Don't worry about it.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah.
No, sometimes I'm waiting for you to ask a question, and other times I know I just completely take over. So I just want to make sure.
I'm kind of flowing with this one.
Yeah. Chris and I are both like, I don't know. I don't like saying alpha males. We're both leaders, and we've both been the leaders of our own projects. And now two leaders are trying to gel together. And it's just, I think we're doing a good job of it.
I think we are.
I think we're doing a very good job of it, but we just feel each other out.
I recognize it's his baby. He comes up with this idea while we're at his wedding in Dominican.
So I
And
said,
I said, okay, we'll look at it. We'll look at it in September. Because it's summer, I don't do shit in the summer usually. Like I do summertime stuff, right?
Exactly. Gardening.
Yeah, right. Killing tent caterpillars, whatever the fuck I was doing. And then he calls me. When was this? 2 months ago?
Yeah, so the wedding was in February, and I called you in, I think, the end of May, and I was like, all right, you want to start Monday?
Yeah, we're doing this Monday. What? It's called this. Here's all the shit I made for it. It's already out there. So you're in. I'm like, okay. So here we are. And it transitioned from talking about music to having people like you on this show, influencers, up and comings, independents, trying to get their brand out there, and we're it's that's the direction we're going. So on. Sorry to interrupt the middle of you talking about your story so we could plug our shit. We can move on.
Yeah.
Look, it's our show. We can do what we want.
Right.
Actually, unless Ryan's offended, then no, then we will never do that again. And please come on our show. No, in all honesty, though, or in real question here. So prior to releasing your music, you were doing the vlogs and doing this and that. So this new project, the Jamie Irish project, we'll call it.
Oh, that's the name of the next album.
There we
Your
go.
first EP.
That's your first EP.
Yeah.
And I so better gonna thank you in the in the credits.
A shout out when you get
for sure.
Jamie Irish
free
project.
tickets.
That sounds badass.
Perfect. So the Jamie Irish concert or project. Is this more okay? Is this about releasing your music to the public and people being able to see you as a performer? Or is there like a part of you that like wants to be TikTok famous? Because you were doing other TikTok stuff before. Because like I do this, I'm not going to kid you. I tell everybody I do this. So I'm not trying to even needle you here. I do this because I wanted to be a fucking rock star all my whole life, and it never happened because I just wasn't good enough.
Well, you got the hair anyway.
I do. And I need a haircut. Actually, I'm 3 weeks, but I wanted to be a rock star. And it just never happened for me. So I got into podcasting. This is like my version of being a rock star. Is this about releasing the music? Is this about being TikTok famous? Is it a mix of both? What is the end goal with the project?
So my music TikTok is more so just like about releasing my music. My friends don't even follow it. Like most people like I know don't know that I do it. Like it's just for me. Yeah. I have a select few friends who know about it because they also like appreciate music or they play music.
Okay.
But it's not something that I like broadcast out because I want people to know it because they find it and they like the music rather than like people who already know me seeing it and just like being there. My other TikTok, like, yeah, if something goes viral, like cool, that's great. But this one, it's really just like my personal baby that I like to do things.
Okay. So yeah, now Ray, I do have a question. When the first one, like, did you have expectations or didn't give a shit if it fucking got hits or not?
Oh, I didn't give a shit if it got hits or not.
You
I
just
was like,
wanted
okay,
to put it out there and do it and then see what's stuck. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So we're gonna amplify the shit out of this, right? Like I know you look at our TikTok, it's great. Like I actually have a following, which I'm gonna put your shit all over.
I can't even work TikTok yet. So confusing.
But yeah, no. So no, that's really that's cool. That sounded so sarcastic. It really is cool. So I apologize. That was just a terrible delivery by me there. So
it is cool.
I'm sorry.
To me, it takes a lot of nuts.
I'm 2.5 hours into this.
To pick up an instrument and sing, and then record it and then throw it out. Like that's to me would be somewhat intimidating. Like, what if I suck? Fuck, I don't know. And obviously you didn't give a shit. You're like, I'm doing this. I know I'm good. I'm gonna send it, and you did it. So that's awesome. Good for you.
I want to apologize to Jamie, and I apologize to Matt off air in our last episode. People said I'm going through dizzy spells right now. That's why it suddenly looks like I just check out. It's been happening for like the last 3 hours. So
yeah, he's got some diabetic shit going on or something.
We think we were not entirely sure. So I apologize.
Why don't you get a beer?
I'm drinking water and I'm drinking a decaffeinated coffee. So I'll be good.
Help you.
Well, beer's not gonna help my diabetes.
Oh, really? Is that a thing? I'll Google it later. Anyway,
yeah, I don't know.
Back to our guest.
So just so everybody knows, so this weekend I was saying to my wife, I said, I got to book an appointment with our doctor. I said, I think I'm diabetic, and diabetes does run in my family. And the first thing she says is like, she's like, well, you got it all against you. She's like, you're fat. And you just thought I was like, wow, I was like, wow,
Wow.
that's where we're starting with. We're
That's what
starting
Kate
with you're
said?
fat. Yeah, of course it was.
Okay, so you just got married 3 months ago after 20 years, and now you're fat. Right
That's
on.
it. That's it. For 20 years, I was her beautiful fiance. Now I'm just her fat husband. But anyways, just want to. I actually think she said overweight, but fat sounds better for the story. Uh, so I want to talk a little bit. So this is where I get excited. So I'm a as much as I'm a musician, play a bunch of instruments. I take pride in my songwriting. I'm way more of a songwriter than I am a musician or a singer. So I love getting into people's songwriting process. So tell me about your process. Like when you start writing a song, what comes first? Is it the music and then the lyrics, or is it the idea for lyrics that you put into the music? What does that songwriting process look like for you?
So for me, usually something will happen in my life, or I'll think about something that was happening a while ago, and I'll just start thinking about words. Sometimes the verse comes first, sometimes the chorus comes first, and after I kind of have those words, I immediately just put them to a melody in my head. And
Okay.
once like the melody's in my head, I just figure out what are the chords that are in that like kind of melody. I have a very musical ear. Like I from playing all my instruments, I can just kind of like hear something and I know how to play it, like that kind of thing. So I just kind of grab my guitar and I figure out what the chords are in my head that I'm already hearing, and then I just put it to music, and usually I'll get like a verse down, make it into a chorus, and then I'm like, okay, how can I build off of this for the next verse? And it just kind of keeps happening. Usually when I'm writing a song, it takes about like half an hour because it just kind of it happens in bursts. And
So
then once I have the idea, it's
that
there.
sounds, what's the word I'm looking for? Sympathetically or symmetrically. Like you're thinking of lyrics and you're thinking of the instrumental part, the melody that's going to go with it. You're the first person I think we've heard say that. If I'm getting what you're saying.
No, it's
Yeah.
it's exactly what you're saying, and that's my writing process.
Is
And
it? Okay.
that's what I was talking with in
I
our
can
last
do
show.
that. Yeah.
Everybody thinks I'm crazy, but I always start with the words and then find the lyrics and like the melody comes in my head and then I just figure that
Right.
piece out.
I'm the opposite. I'd need the music first. Like, if I had a band and knew how to write music and shit, instead of just write shit down, I would say, give me something. And then I'm going to, depending on the mood and attitude, apply a collection of words to it type thing. But that's really interesting.
So having the
That's how
music.
it works.
Oh, sorry, Chris. I apologize.
No, that's it. Yeah.
Having the
cool.
musical ear, I'm interested to know how you put those chords and those transitions, everything together, because I have a musical ear too. I feel like I'm not trying to overtake here and brag and say, you know what I mean? I can tell you I watch you play guitar, you're better than me. But like I don't play real notes. That's what I tell people. Like when I play a G, like my ring finger holds down the B string, not the high E. You know what I mean? Like I'm holding down the B. If you tell me to play a C, I'll play you a C minor. Like it's like that's how my head works. An E is an E minor, an F is a power chord. Like it's really like it's like I know how to play them, but in my head, it's like this is how my fingers naturally transition. When you are going for those transitions, do you ever have like people like my friends who are guitar players always say, "Oh, he's playing a Ray chord right now." Again, like my G holding down a B. I think Billy Joe was one of the first guys to do that. You know what I mean? And I didn't realize that. And I just do it. And actually, now for the last 2 years, I play a 5-string, not a 6-string. I play without my high E. I snap my high E and realize I like the sound better. So when I restring, I don't string a high E on there. I think Keith Richards plays without a G, like his G string is missing on his guitar, right? So, do you have like Jamie notes, or are you a pretty traditionalist when you play?
I'm a pretty traditionalist when I play, mostly because I couldn't play chords for a really long time properly when I was a kid, because my dad has this old guitar my mom bought for him, and the neck on this guitar was the biggest thing to have ever existed. So I have very small hands, and it's one of my like downfalls as a guitar player. So I could never play this guitar properly. So he was hammering these chords into my head from when I was probably about 8 years old until I could actually play them. So now I need to be able to play them right, or like my brain just goes crazy. But the only ones that I will play a little bit different is my like anything that's barred it will sound a bit off only because I just fully can't hold down the bar for the bar chord. So it's just like a little bit like muted on the one side, which some of my friends who like play guitar, they picked up. They're like, "Oh, you're playing it differently." I'm like, "Actually, I'm not. I just can't hold the thing down properly. So it sounds a bit different."
What kind of guitar are you playing in your when you're in your TikTok videos?
Oh gosh, it's from Costco.
Really?
It works.
That's amazing.
That's where my guitar is
says,
from.
GWL, and it's from it's sitting right next to me. It's from Costco. I wasn't allowed to take the other one.
Oh my God. So
Listen.
that's what, okay, this goes back to your story about what guitar dad's letting you take to Montreal. And he's like, you're taking the fucking Costco one.
Take the Costco guitar.
The Costco one. He
Take the
bought me for
Kirkland
my
brand
15th
guitar.
birthday.
The Kirkland guitar.
You know what? It's I don't how many people can say they have a Costco brand guitar?
No, good for you.
No,
Hey,
no,
listen.
because I do. It's in the
Yeah.
basement, man. My dad, like, I got your guitar. So why? He goes, well, there was a big sale at Costco, so I bought fucking 4 of them, and here's one of them. I'm like, right on.
It works.
Listen,
You keep it in tune. That's
play
a lot of work. Keep that in tune, man, because I've been fucking with that thing all the time. That is so funny. Your Kirkland guitar, dad's
absolutely,
like, you're not taking these. Take this.
I absolutely hate guitar snobs. And anybody who looks down on you for having a Costco guitar can go fuck themselves. So
no, I think it's fucking awesome. Like, that's what you're doing your videos with. Like makes you a better person. Good for you.
The best comment I get is on my TikTok. I'll get, "That guitar looks massive," because the body of the guitar is really big, and I'm a smaller person, so it just takes up my entire body.
So I'll be real.
When you make it big, Kirkland should be your first sponsor, man.
100%. They should.
My mom would love that.
Fuck yeah.
100%.
That's so cool.
No, listen, guitar snobs suck because there's guys out there that'll like, oh, you're gonna do, and for me, the ones who are guitar snobs are just like, they just want to be recognized as guitar players. So go, I gotta play this, I gotta play that.
Les Paul, or I got a Fender.
Well, look, I'm not kidding you. When I met Kate, when I met my wife, everybody on the planet listening right now who doesn't know who Kate is, when I met my wife, I owned 7 guitars. And then we had, I was not a teen father. I was 19 when we had our daughter, and you got to pay for diapers. And I sold every guitar I ever had. And I had Gibsons, and I had Fender Strats, which I'm always been a Fender guy. Strats have been my guitars just because they're fast. I like it. I'm a punk rocker, so that's how I play. Yeah, and I kept my one acoustic guitar, which was a GC. And then for my birthday one year, after we got established and it got good, they gave me a gift certificate to the arts here to go buy a guitar. So I bought an Art and Lutherie. It was my first time playing a maple guitar. I love the sound of it. And then I had to get an electric guitar. And I went to the store, and I decided I want an electric guitar. And I'm fooling around with some fast metal guitars, and I was messing around with the Gibsons, and I see this Fender, and I love the way it looks, and I pick it up, and it just sounds like, I just love how it feels, and I'm playing. And I said to the guy, "How much is this?" And he goes, "Ray, that's a Squire." He goes, "It's $100 starter guitar." And I was like, "I'll take it." And he's like,
"Yeah, you will."
And he's like, "What do you?" And he's like, "Really?" And I'm like, "I love it." And I've been for 6 years now. All I play exclusively on my electric is a Fender Squire, which is like a startup.
That's my electric that I have.
There you go.
They sell them in a box that comes with an amp. I didn't even realize I bought the whole set for $125.
Is it red and white?
No, mine is. Hold on.
Because I think I had the same thing in like 1986. Sorry, I'm dating myself.
Mine's blue and white that I have.
Mine's the old, the Fender look, like the brown
sure I had
Fender
the same
look.
one as that, but it was like reddish instead of where your brown is.
Yeah.
And it was in a box, and it came with a shitty amp, and it was fucking cheap as chips. And I barely learned how to play it.
It's a great guitar, and I love it. It plays fast. It plays great. And sometimes when I'll put stuff on Instagram, whatever, like people will talk shit, like, "Are you playing a Squire?" And I'm like, "Yeah, and I play it fucking better than you play any guitar that you own." So screw you.
Like my dad has like his like nicer guitars, and we have like my great grandfather played the guitar, and we have this like 1930s Dobro slide guitar. I don't touch that one.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I was allowed to touch it for a little bit, and then my dad didn't like that I could play it better than him, so he said, "You're not allowed to play it anymore."
You should at least get like a fucking photo for like a cover shoot with it, and then like
When I
play
go
something else
home,
later, and
I'll
then get
play
back to your
something on it.
Kirkland. Yeah, you're gonna have to do
Yeah,
that and
my
record that,
Kirkland.
right?
So I think
You should totally do a TikTok video of when you go home under dad's supervision of playing all those guitars. Right?
I just think we should do a
Right?
big collaboration one day of you with your Kirkland guitar, me with my Squire, and like Chris can go buy like dollar store spoons or something, and we can all just have like this fucking.
I can play the spoons, man, or
But
the
they gotta be
triangle.
dollar store spoons. You know what I mean? Like we
Dollar
gotta
store tambourine.
Yeah,
I
we
got
gotta
these
just.
camping dollar store spoons. I'll be like wrapping them. We can do that.
You know what's funny is my pedal set is worth like 10 times what my guitar is worth, right? So it's like I plugged this $100 guitar and this $9 amp into like an $1,100 pedal set, and I'm just like, oh, let's have fun and go here. Anyways, there's nothing wrong with a Kirkland guitar. But what is the brand
No.
for real? I know we keep calling it Kirkland, but
I do, but that's not what it is.
GWL.
GWL.
It's George Washburn Limited.
Oh, it's a Washburn.
It's limited edition, man.
But it's
From
a Washburn.
Costco.
Fucking
Washburn
carry-
guitars are good guitars.
No, I
So
got
it's just
one in
like-
the basement somewhere.
It's just
I
their
got
cheap,
the
it's just their
same
cheap
one.
guitars.
Yep. Dad bought
It's-
4. Here, I give you each you kids one of these, and I kept one.
That's like my daughter's first acoustic I ever bought her was a Fender acoustic, right? And she's like, "Oh my god, I got a Fender," and I'm like, "Yeah, acoustic." I'm like, I didn't even know Fenders made acoustic. I was like, yeah, I'm a Fender guy, so I was like, oh, and it's a fast. I'll be real with you. Anybody who wants a fast acoustic, Fender is
that
a
right?
fast acoustic. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's still punk rock, man. The Fender was all about just power chords and fucking.
I think I played that Costco guitar once. We were shit faced at my dad's, me and my brother and my dad. My brother can play left-handed and right-handed because he learned left-handed from his buddy. I have no talent like that. And we tried to do 7 Bridges Road by the Eagles, and we filmed it. And then we looked at it the next day when we were sober, and we deleted it immediately.
Okay, so let's get back to your songwriting process.
Yeah.
Now that without really derailed, we spent 12 minutes on Costco guitars.
Buddy,
but,
I didn't even derail this one. This
No,
one's
this is
not
me.
on me.
This whole thing
This
is
one's
me.
on you.
Listen, I had a 10-hour day at work, and then I'm on my second podcast of the night, and I'm having dizzy spells. So, Jamie, I'm doing my
I
best.
think you're
I
doing
apologize. I think
It's
it's our
great,
best show
it's
yet.
great.
I think it's our best show ever. Like
Well,
anybody who disagrees and go fuck themselves. That's
Exactly.
how I feel right now. Let's talk about TikTok a little bit because we're running out of time here. So I come from the sports world originally, from a broadcasting standpoint, had a pretty decent following there. And as I was saying before, it's, I actually had a Spotify deal and I did pretty well. And it was at that time that I learned that people sucked. You know what I mean? Like people just suck in general. What's the feedback been like to you? Is it mainly positive? Is it mixed? And how do you deal with, I'm not even going to call it constructive feedback. Like, how do you deal with just the bullshit criticism that comes out from people?
I've honestly really only had positive feedback so far. I'm waiting for the day where it comes where someone says something to me that I don't really love. The things that have really stuck to me is I've had like some followers who I've had for since I started posting, and they'll like consistently like comment on my videos, or to one like recent song I posted, one of the followers that I had was like, "Oh, this song would go great with your other song that you wrote." And I'm like, "Wow, people are actually following along to this. Like that's insane to me. I never like expected anything like that." But for negative criticism, like growing up doing a lot of like musical theater and doing a lot of like sports, I played a lot of sports too. I've kind of like learned how to keep the two things separate and not let like the shitty comments get to you, because like yeah, it's gonna happen. It's inevitable, especially if one of my videos does really take off. There's gonna be a handful of comments, people being like, "Oh, that person is bad. They can't sing. They're only chording. They can't do anything else with their guitar." Like, okay, yeah, I know that. But I just think like you got to look at the positives on it and just like not let the shitty comments get to you. And like people who delete their shitty comments, like, why are you doing that? Like, there's going to be people who don't like you in life. And my mom has always said that to me.
I messaged Chris once and I said, we got some negative comments, but I think it's people from my sports world. And his response was, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, like
And I was like, all right,
I
well,
don't
I'm
even,
just letting you know.
I don't even read the comments for my podcast because I don't give a fuck. It's this.
Like-
I'm not doing this to see what you think. I'm doing this to provide you with information, or in your case, provide you with entertainment. If you like it, cool. If you don't, and the haters are always going to hate. They're just assholes that have nothing to do in life except sit around and wait for something to shit on. So
And I always think
you
like
just separate
they
yourself
cared
from people like
enough.
that, and you'll be fine.
And they cared enough to comment. That's what I always like, because I've gotten like not great or super nice comments on like my other like things that I have, and I think to myself, you cared enough in the first place to comment this.
That's a good point. And it's the repeat haters. It's like, well, you're still listening, buddy.
Oh, dude, I used to say to people all the time,
Yeah.
You're still listening.
Ray,
So I still got your ass on the hook, and that's good
Ray,
enough
I
for me.
fucking hate you. Your shit is bullshit.
Yep.
Blah, blah. Usually Steelers fans, right? Because they're the fucking worst. But they'd be
Yeah,
like,
they're still listening to the show.
and they'd be like, fucking, I hate you. And I'm like, you say that every single, because I was on every day, right? Especially when I was a sportscaster, I was on every day. And I'm like, you're here every day telling me how much you hate me. I'm like,
I just need a fucking hug, man. Like,
I think you have a crush on
me.
me.
A hug.
Yeah. No, I really do. I think
that's what I tell them. You need a hug.
I tell people all the time, I go like I don't get mad at the haters. I don't like the death threats. I got a lot of death threats, right? I'm not keen on
bullshit though.
I'm not keen.
With football, I can see that happening.
I'm not keen on death threats, and I'm not keen on people talking about my kids or my wife. Right? Like, you take me on. It's my show. I'm a man. Don't talk about my kids. Don't. Talk
I got
about
a death threat once, and I sent him my address and said, "Come on over, man."
I've invited. You know what?
We'll work it out. She doesn't know my background, but anyway, I was like,
I get death threats, and I give them your address too. And I'm just like,
give him my address.
Chris is a 25-year combat veteran of the Canadian Armed Forces.
Right now, you put your get behind the keyboard and fucking come on down. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk.
Chris is my protection, but yeah, I just think that people are like, how sad you have to be in life. No, for real. Like, do you know how pathetic your life has to be that you get your rocks off on going on the internet and just being shitty? Like, we had Teo Frost on. We had Teo Frost on, and he was talking about it. Like, he just realized like people fucking suck. You know what I mean? Like, and I will say something though, and I don't know if you're feeling this, Jamie. The music world and music fans, and as much as we can be critical assholes in a way of like, I hate this song, I hate this, like I hate Nickelback. It's a thing that Chris and I have. Like, I really do hate Nickelback, but like, I don't have a personal beef against Chad Kroeger. You know what I mean? Like Kroger. Like, I'm not gonna write him and call him, a bunch of names. I'm just not a Nickelback fan.
We're not going there today.
I'm just saying.
We're gonna have a whole fucking show dedicated to.
I'm gonna pick a show where we have no guests, so you and I can just argue about Nickelback, but.
And I'll win.
I find the music community to be very supporting, even on the podcast. Like I'm just blown away by the support we get from our new fans that are coming in, not my old followers who like just are here to be here. But like, our new fans are coming in. I'm getting messages and I'm getting them comments. I'm getting this. It's like total support. Do you find, like, because you do shit on your other thing, do you find the music community just to be different?
I do. I find it to be way more supportive, like really only positive things, or like comments of saying, wow, like this is really good, or can you do this song? Like, can you, like, what could you do different? Or the only like little feedback you get are like, oh, what if you tried doing it this way instead? Like, and compared to other things where people are just like, why'd you post this? I don't need to see that.
That's good positive feedback for people who are interested in your music, right? They're saying, hey, well, what about this and that? That's collaboration, even if it's indirect collaboration, it still is.
Yeah.
That's a good thing, right?
So we had Chasing the Fall on a few weeks ago. They're a pop punk band out of the UK, and they're really starting to get a lot of notoriety. Number one, they were probably at this point too big to come on our show, but he still came on our show. And then after I started like posting the content, dude, this guy messaged me like 40 times, like giving me advice on like how to, because the sports world does not use TikTok, right? So I'm brand new to this. And he was like giving me advice on how to, like, he's like, you got to shorten it up. You got to do this. You got to do that. They need more of you, not just a show. And that's when I started like Ray's playlist or mixtape and, all that. That's a little throwback to your show, Chris, but I do the mixtape and I do this and that, like to try to get that personality out. And that's when I really started realizing like the music world is just built different, because in the sports world, it's just like cutthroat, stab you in the chest. And as much as there's like competition, even between other podcasters who are like giving me advice, even though we're all competitors and of course we're trying to always one up each other, there's also like a support on the back end. Have you had any like musicians reach out to you and give you any advice, or like, you know what I mean? I mean, outside of obviously your famous cousin, but like any musicians through this process? Second cousin.
I've had like a few like smaller like people on TikTok as well, just being like, hey, like I really like your stuff, like, and like I've seen like went and looked at their things, and like we've both kind of just like kind of talked about like music and things like that. Or like I've had this like one like almost like it was a really weird thing actually. It was people who ran this like a record label, but not really a record label. And they just were like helping artists, but then it cost money. It was this whole weird thing that I was like, I don't have that much American money to put into this. But it was like feedback of being like, you were really good. So we like want to be able to like see more of your stuff. And people just like reaching out a lot more towards like music as opposed to like other things that I've done on the internet or through anything that I've ever seen. Like it's a much more supportive community and people just want to like lift each other up and collaborate. And like even if everyone is competing, because it is such a cutthroat like business of everyone wanting to be the best person at every single time, everyone still always has that kind of like give your neighbor like a cup of sugar like mentality, like help everyone out, which I really
That's a good
appreciate.
analogy. So you're
Yeah.
you're building that little network. It's gonna slowly grow and grow and grow, which that's fucking good, man. Because you need that.
Do you ever get the weird messages from the dance bots? Like I get them
Yes.
a lot. So clearly they don't actually know what I do, because I get like, oh, your music is so great, I want to do a video. And I'm like, I've responded to them and I'm like, I'm a fucking podcast. I'm like, I don't
Yes.
create any music.
I've gotten those. I've gotten like, I love your videos. I would love to make a mural with your image. And I'm like, I know that you're fake.
Yeah, I've gotten
You
those
guys
too.
aren't good at this.
But at least you make music. When we get it and they're like, I love your music, I'm like, you love my music? I even had like a comment the other day, can you make a video compilate like a music for my son for his birthday? And I'm like, we're a podcast. And then they delete the comment. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
No,
Like,
the bots are like out of control on things.
like this video is literally Our Lady Peace played in Toronto. Like, this is not. Do you think that I'm Rain? Like, where is this? What we're going on? Oh man. So I got a question. Like, so when you do get like you get some weirdo who runs a podcast reaching out to you asking you to be a guest on TikTok, are you apprehensive when you kind of get those people reaching out to you? Because like you were right into it, like sure I'll do it, but like we could have been bots, we could have been, well, I mean, well, we are weirdos, but we could have been even more weird than we already are. You know what I mean?
Well, like I looked into like the page and stuff to make sure that it was like real. Like it was like me like first thing that I
Good
do is like,
step
is
one.
this a real person? And then I was like, okay, you know what? Like might as well. Like what's the worst thing that could happen? It's really weird and I just like click off. Like that was my all my and like my one buddy who like knows that I do music, he was like, what's the worst thing that could happen? And I was like, you're so right. Like might as well like put myself out there and like see what it is rather than like not take the opportunity at all. I'm very much someone who always likes to take advantage of the opportunities that I'm given because you never know when they're going to come again. So it's like you might as well not cut your opportunities before you even like try them out. So that's kind of like my like philosophy on things like that.
No, that's an amazing philosophy. Yeah. And believe it or not, I actually got a little bit of that going on now too, because I was always the cautious guy, and in the digital media landscape, you get burnt a lot. Right? I have a lot of superficial
speak to that for an hour, but we're not going to go there.
No, I'm not going to get into it. I've said my piece on some of that stuff, and I'm you know me, I'm done with that. But it was actually going through some of that shit, and it was actually Chris who's giving me the motivation just to just not give a fuck and just try things, because we were going through a rough time at a different company we were working for. We'll just leave it at that. And I watched how Chris handled it, and he handled it with the most I'm trying to diplomatically figure out what I'm going to do behind the scenes. He's just going balls to the walls, like fuck you, like blah 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 blah. And I was like, you know what? I need to take that mentality and just be like, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like I'm Ray Route, and you like me or you don't. And it ends right there.
It makes your life easier because this is not. And Ray used to capitalize off of this, right?
Yeah.
And now he's got a full-time job, and now he's got he's got a wife, he's got kids. This is a side gig that we're trying to either build or it's a hobby or whatever. So don't get fucking wrapped up about anything. It's like, do it on your time, your terms, your way, and fuck everybody. That's my attitude, and that's how it's been. And yeah, we've kind of both flatlined for a while, and we're kind of getting back into it with this, and we appreciate people like you. And our advice is don't get fucking wrapped about it. Fuck them. Do your own thing.
Yeah.
Not everyone's gonna be your friend. You just
What
gotta
would
do what
Johnny
you want
Cash
to do.
do right there? That's what that sign's back there.
By the way, just so you know, Chris, I am constantly getting in shit from my wife for my background of just my plain like beige wall.
It is. It's like you're like buddy. It's like you're in Les Nessman's office. In
I know.
WKRP in Cincinnati. Like a little fucking effort, man.
Well, well, you know what? Before we started, I sat down for us to do our.
You had
first
all
show.
your football shit up.
Well, you know, that's why I took it all down. I turned around right before we started. I was like, "Fuck, man! It looks like a frat boy's bedroom. I got to take this shit down."
See all my shit because of our camera angles. But I got all kinds of shit up here.
I know. And then she looks at your background and goes like, "Look at Chris. Look how cool his background looks." And you look like an idiot. It looks like
you're like doing a passport photo or some fucking thing.
So I'm gonna build a music wall. That's what I've decided. I'm starting to collect. I got my first
screen it.
Look at this right here. No, I hated the green screen. I tried that for 2 shows. I hated it.
You
Your guitar up, mounted on the
This
wall
is my
behind
first
you.
piece. My kids got me this for Father's Day.
Mint. There you go. That needs to be back there.
There you go.
Yeah, and the song is "Don't Stop Believing" from Journey, and that's the song that everybody came out to at the wedding, right? That's because they know that represents me and Kate. I'm a city boy. She's
I fucking
a small town
cried,
girl.
just so you know.
I'm. You know what?
I don't cry.
I'm gonna be real with you. Like I stayed pretty composed throughout that whole
kept
thing.
Your shit tight.
Considering that I cried at the rehearsal 2 days before,
yeah,
like I felt like I stayed pretty composed, and I stayed composed the whole time. We got home, and we got the picture sent to us. And I'm sorry, Jamie. We've like for 10 minutes we've just taken over our personal conversations here. But
no, go for it.
We do this all the time. We apologize.
And I got home and we're looking at the pictures, and it's the picture of Kate and I, like when we're leaving, you know, like when after the ceremony, and you're all behind us, and everybody's clapping, and you've got your hands like right in the air like this, like it looked like a legit, like that's my friend clapping for me, and I'm sitting there fucking welling up on the couch. Right?
That's why I had sunglasses on. I'm hiding the fact that I'm bawling my fucking eyes out.
And I'm looking at it
now, right?
And I was like, why is Chris clapping making me cry? I don't understand what's going on right now. James, what you have to look forward to as you get older, you just want to cry more and more and more. It's ridiculous.
It's really fucked up, but you will.
Oh, I do that enough right now, so it's just only going to get worse.
But that emotion helps you write music.
It does.
See what I did there? I just tied it back. This
right in.
Tied it in.
Segment just boom. It does.
It's almost like you did radio.
Emotion drives narrative. It's almost like I did radio.
This almost like you had a mixtape. This was a different show for us. Typically we ask a lot of different questions, but I kind of liked how this went. This was I think this might be the new format, Chris.
It was more organic,
less segmented and more just organic. It was this was just me exhausted and having dizzy spells, just kind of going with it, and I actually enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it as a guest, Jamie? Did you enjoy it? Let's do this live. Did you enjoy it? Do you have any feedback for us?
No, I had a great time, honestly. Like I'm just very much a person who I can talk and talk and talk. So being able to like have a format to like have a great conversation and like bring up music and be able to talk about my lullabies to Motorhead as a kid, like those are just
that's cool because that's when the music mattered. See what I did there?
Absolutely. Oh. Look at you. Look at that's a soundbite. That's the soundbite. That's the clip. Soundbite. You're like you're gonna
listen
be
to
TikTok
Motorhead
famous.
like in the womb till she's 2. You know that is when the music mattered.
Here on 102.1 The Edge.
You could edit that
out. Jamie, what's on your playlist right now? What's rocking on Spotify or whatever platform you use?
What was the last song I listened to? Let's see. The last song I listened to on my walk before this was Mr. Crowley by Ozzy Osbourne.
There you go.
Wow, we were just fucking good.
Sunday by Rammstein.
What song by Rammstein?
Sunday.
Love it.
Right. So Jamie, we're gonna steal that. We're gonna ask everybody. Go on your phone. Last song you listened to.
Yeah. All right, Chris. What was the last song you listened to?
Well, it was Outlaws and Outsiders by.
Oh shit! The one that you got is copyrighted on.
Actually, before that, it was "Come Go With Me" by the Beach Boys.
Beautiful. So I've been listening to Bush just put out a new album, I Beat Loneliness, and I've been working my way through that. So I was listening to Everyone Is Broken right before we went on,
Okay.
which is, by the way, I can't.
My shit's on random, right? So it's
Yeah.
fucking all over the map. My replay mix, I use YouTube Music because it's my favorite because you don't have to build playlists. It just does it for you.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my YouTube
that's
music's
awesome.
the same. That's what I
It's
love
the
about
cheapest.
it.
I'm an
Yeah,
Apple
and-
Music person because I am on the family plan, so I don't have to
Oh,
pay.
score.
See, I was sick of
You're on the
watching.
family plan, but you only get the Kirkland guitar. I'll be talking to Dad when you get home.
Oh, I know.
See,
I'll
I
let them know
was
that.
I was getting sick of commercials on my YouTube videos, so I got the premium.
No,
and
I
that's-
bought that, and you get YouTube Music
and
free.
you get the music with it too. Yeah.
We're plugging YouTube right now. It's got the most music, and it just builds playlists for me. So I don't
Yeah.
have to do
Hey
anything.
man, YouTube built my career. If it wasn't for YouTube, I wouldn't be here today.
No, big
So-
shout out to YouTube. YouTube Music. Fucking get on the premium plan,
Yeah.
ad free, and you also get the music. And I think it's the best music platform going personally.
We
I'll
have
put
done
my stuff there next.
There
we
you
have
go.
done
You
3
can
ads
you can
today.
do that. I think.
We have done 3 promotional ads today that we did not get paid for.
No, I know.
Kirkland owes us money. YouTube owes us money.
Kirkland, YouTube, and who's the third?
I forget, maybe it was 2. Maybe it was 2.
Oh,
Oh,
you're
Washburn.
you're
Washburn.
shitting on Spotify.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, that's
I'm gonna
fucking.
Negative
owe.
That's a
money
down.
from
That's a
I'm gonna
Spotify.
owe
down one.
Spotify. Watch
Yeah.
this episode's gonna get deleted. It's gonna break some violation
No,
of
be
something.
Fine. They don't care.
Well, it's Ray Route.
Ooh.
I didn't
You used
because
to
of,
work for us, and now you're shitting on us.
yeah, and who I was connected with to get that contract, everything ended poorly and badly, but it's okay. Shit, I had a real point I wanted to make.
Could have been anything.
Fuck, what the fuck was? Oh, yes. If you are into the post-grunge alternative music, you know, that 90s, 2000s rock, if you like Bush, I
The shit that
cannot
killed the metal.
I cannot recommend I Beat Loneliness enough, though. It's in typical Gavin Rossdale fashion. It's different from everything else they've ever done. And there is no radio songs on there. Not one of those songs will get radio airtime. And it's just every song match so far. I'm 9 of 12 in, but the first 9 songs, they all have a similar tone and undertone to them. I can't recommend it enough. Please listen to it. Give my boy Gavin some airtime. You can also listen to the Sheepdogs too. They're a
You
great
should
band.
listen to the Sheepdogs.
Absolutely. Wouldn't it be great if we knew somebody who knew the Sheepdogs and they wanted to do the show and we could just, live off that glory? We
Oh,
gave her the first
too
podcast she's
funny.
ever been on.
and then she's gonna be
You know?
famous. And fuck those guys.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah, we're gonna wrap this up here. I'm gonna give you a second here to tell people
Yeah.
where to find you, wherever you want them to find you, because again, your socials are all over the place and none of them align. So you direct the people where you want them to go. But we really appreciate you coming on, and I tell everybody, when you do become famous, please remember us, and because we will ride your coattails. And we will try to use your name to boost us. But tell the people where they can find you. This is your chance now to any projects you're working on, what you want people to hear, where can they find you, what you do, all that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah, so on TikTok it is jamie.irishmusic. I put out like covers as well as like a lot of my own original stuff. I have probably about like 6 songs that I'm just like messing around with on my Google document right now. So they should be being posted in the next like few days, few weeks, once I polish them up a little bit more.
Awesome.
Yeah, so they're on there, jamie.irishmusic, and maybe I'll be putting more stuff on SoundCloud or more stuff on YouTube Music if I can figure it out. My technology skills are not the best, but anything will just be under my name. Irish, pretty easy to spell. Jamie, spelled the boys' way, Jamie. I always got put in the boys' groups growing up for everything.
So how do the girls spell it?
Jaime. It's weird.
Oh, really? Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah. No, it was like an early 2000s thing when I was a kid, and my mom wanted it to be the other one, and it's a whole
I think you got.
whole
I think
thing.
you got the easier one. Good for you.
Yeah, it's a better
Are
one,
you
I think.
are you Irish? Like, are you an Irish?
No.
Oh.
No.
That's. I've been thinking that the whole show. Like, I wonder if she's Irish.
No, not at all. Not really. Like we're just a mix of a bunch of things: Italian, Spanish, British, not
Oh,
Irish.
Heinz 57.
I swear
Yeah,
to
get
God, I
that.
was gonna say I saw some paisano in her, but I
Is
didn't
that
want
right?
to say anything stupid because I thought she was Irish. So
No, you can tell by the nose. I'm always told.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, the big nose. That's right. Like I get it. I get it. I get it.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Jamie, we really, really appreciate you. Maybe in a few months when you got some more stuff out, we can have you back, have a little more chat, push a little bit.
Yeah.
I would love that.
If you look in the crowd and Chris and I are at graduation, it's not creepy at all. We're just I'm kidding. Appreciate you, and good luck with everything you're doing.
Thank you so much, and I would love to be back anytime. It was so great to be here and to meet you guys.
Thanks,
great
Jamie.
to meet you.
Appreciate
Thank
you.
you. Bye-bye. Jamie
was
Irish is
fucking
fucking
awesome, man.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite interview. A little bit of her,
I like
a little
the
bit
flow,
of this, a little bit of
more
that.
organic, a little less sequenced.
And it's
some guys will need structure and sequence, and then
because
she's younger and a little more. It just that kind of that works.
So that's the secret. Stop bringing on the old guys.
Fuck.
I
know.
That's because we're we don't I'm 30. I'll be 39 in August, man. But I'm I'm 39. My wife Kate always says I'm 39 going on fucking 25. You know what I mean? And that's being generous. I'm as mature as a 15-year-old sometimes.
Yeah, I'm 54 going on 30.
I know. I've traveled with you.
Yep.
I saw that.
I don't know. I just think everybody's gonna be a little bit different, and I just like that was a little more organic. I know you got to have some bullet point structure, like the things you want to hit, but the how you want to hit it. What?
Yeah. No, I like.
It was great. I like her music.
Yeah. No, her music is solid.
And a fucking Kirkland guitar. Good news.
That's
you break anything on it, you just take it back
in,
man. You're in the customer service line. This thing's fucked. I want a new one.
Costco card in hand. All right, find us on at When the Music Mattered across the board on all the podcast things. Thank you guys for keeping us in the top 100 on Apple Podcasts. Thank you for letting us debut at number 40 a few weeks ago. We really, really appreciate it. We're two grown men who made
hanging out of youth.
It is, but we made our name in other spaces. Truthfully, we had this conversation in Dominican, man. I'm I don't know how people are going to take me as a music guy. People knew I was a musician, but people know me as a fucking football guy. I've never been able to shake that before. So the fact that the music community has accepted me, I appreciate you. Chris is a music savant when it comes to the history of music, especially that 80s and 70s music. And we just, we appreciate a football guy and an Army guy that you've embraced us, and we love you. We love you.
I love it. Appreciate you guys. Keep tuning in, keep listening, and we're gonna keep trying to move this machine forward.
That's it, brother. I'll see you next week, man.
All right, bro. We're done.
All right. Take it easy.
Ciao.
When life seems down and everything tattered, take a trip with us back to when the music mattered. 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 Music mattered.